Hello, hello, my beautiful sacred masculines and anybody else who finds their way to this channel. Welcome to another weekly episode of Deep Penetration with Star, where we get deep into a juicy topic around sacred sexuality and help us to really open up to receive and allow so much more pleasure from the universe and so much more of what it is that we truly desire out of life, out of connection, out of our experience. So, welcome. I'm so grateful that you're here. So, what's coming up for me right now? I run a 12-week program for men, really supporting them to step into the power, release what is not serving their highest good, getting clear on what is important to them and how they want to live their lives, and then aligning with that and releasing the things that are getting in the way of aligning with that. So right now we are into week 5. We just started, and I've been going through the content as well with these beautiful gentlemen, and it's been bringing some things up. So I was just really looking at one of the questions, because we're talking about this week is the wounded, feminine wounded, toxic masculine energies that we're all rocking out, right? We've gotten these unhealthy patterns that we've inherited from our family, from society, from that we've just created on our own in unhealthy relationships that we've had, or not even just all entirely unhealthy, but there's just patterns that we're rocking out, right? So in order to really have those deep, satisfying, nourishing relationships, passionate, sexy, connected relationships, soul-aligned, heart-filling relationships that we truly long for, we need to clear out those unhealthy patterns. We need to bring them to our consciousness and release them. So that's what we're doing. And until we kind of deep dive into it, they remain unconscious. So one of the questions, that's because we do some journal prompts and we write into some of these topics, and one of the questions that came up that I wanted to talk about was, do you take responsibility for your own sexual expression and energy, or do you blame your partner for not having the sex life that you want, not being fulfilled and nourished and satisfied? You know, that is something that many of us tend to do, and I see it time and again with gentlemen clients that I work with, feeling like it's their wife's problem or their partner's problem, their girlfriend's problem, whoever, whatever it is, you know, that it's, if only she wanted more, you know, if only we were more matched up, you know. And it's really easy to put the responsibility on somebody else, to project onto somebody else our whatever we feel we're lacking, you know, and feel that it's the other person. If only they blah blah blah, then I would be nourished, fulfilled, supported, whole. And that just is not the case. We really have to come back in. We really have to look at our own part in this picture. Look at how it's a dance. You know, that's all relationships are. Relationships are a container for us to see ourselves and for us to learn from the other and from what's arising and for us to grow, right? So if we are having issues in our sexual life with our partner, it's our responsibility to do what we can to create what it is that we truly desire. And a lot of relationships get started without having the important conversations, and people just assume it's all going to go okay, right? It's all going to just blossom into this thing, and nobody really knows how to talk about it. People oftentimes will get married without even having any sexual experience. So then it's just like, then how do you have conversations about what you want when you don't even know what you want? And how do you know what your desire is when you haven't really like explored it fully, you know? So a lot of people enter into relationship in that way, and especially not so much in the newer age that we're in, but in previous generations, that was very, very normal. You know, don't have sex until you're married. So then all of a sudden people find themselves in these committed relationships and with children, and they're deeply unsatisfied in their sexual expression and their sexual connection with their partner. And now what? Because it's already, these habits and patterns get kind of worn in, and it's really hard to undo and untangle them. But it's very easy for us to go into projection, and it's like, if only they were different, then everything would be okay. And no, it's our responsibility to have those communications, to have those conversations, to understand our own sexual energy and expression, and then try to connect with our partner around that and try to help them open into or explore what it is that they are looking for as well. What works for them, because it's often not matched up, right? It's just kind of a part of it. And it's yeah, I was gonna say a sad part, but I don't know, it's just a part of it. It's just, we all come in with different desires, different expectations, or different experiences, different longings, different needs, and let's take out the expectations piece, because but I mean, that is part of it. We do have expectations of our partner, of what our sex life is going to look like, and oftentimes it's unrealistic because it's based on fantasy. It's based on some ideal that has not been discussed and hasn't been worked through. So really important to learn how to have those discussions, and also just to take responsibility for however the experience has whatever it's turned into. And there's often the lack of communication, the resentment and the bitterness that shows up, the defensiveness, the feeling not met. Men oftentimes really feel like they're not being met where they're at, and it's unrequited what they're wanting to offer. And the feminine has gone through so much trauma and so much pain, regardless if it's her own personal experience or what she's inherited from the collective and intergenerational trauma, what's been passed through. There's a lot of sexual abuse, there's a lot of sexual trauma, there's a lot of really unhealthy behaviors from men that women have just taken on. And so we've kind of just shut down automatically, and a lot of the times we don't even know why we're so defensive and shut down. It's just kind of an automatic thing that happens, and we just sort of find ourselves like in defense mode. And those are things that we ourselves have to take responsibility and work through. But again, that requires, if you're in a partnership, it requires two. It's two to tango, right? We can't just expect one person to be doing all the work, because we each came in with a bunch of weird shit around sexuality. I mean, that's just what it is, okay? That's just the society, the culture we're in. So let's own it. Let's just, like, now what? Okay, so no blame, no shame, no, oh, I wish they were different. It's just like, no, here's what we've got. Now, how do we move through this in a healthy way, right? So this is just really important, to take responsibility. And if you are in partnership, to support the other person, have those conversations, have those difficult conversations. If you're not happy with what's going on with your sex life and with your sexual expression, you got to open that up. You really just do, and not continue on in anger, resentment, bitterness, frustration, lack, need, and coming at the situation from that place of lack and need. That can be felt by the feminine big time, and then of course there's defenses when you're coming from that needy place. Oh, I need you to do this to fill my void. That can be felt, and that's not sexy, and that's not romantic, and that's not loving. That's like, oh, okay, so I'm supposed to fill this hole for you, because why? What? So there's, and granted, this is all, it's all arising together. It's all this kind of this situation that we all find ourselves in. But it's again, it's two to tango. So open up the conversations, take responsibility. Where am I at? How am I showing up? Am I coming from a place of lack and need, needing somebody else to fill the void for me, needing somebody else to show up a certain way for me to feel loved, held, nourished, whole? And if you're not showing up in that place yourself, how can you expect that from somebody else? We need to be in that place, which is what the tantra is about, and what it's coming together, that sacred feminine and the sacred masculine within. It's an internal, which is why we do the breath work, which is why we do practices, which is why we go through this program, which is why we go on the pilgrimage to India, to start connecting more fully with these energies and understanding how they work within us. Because our outer experience, our outer relationships are a direct correlation. They're the direct reflection of what's going on internally. If there's discord, if it's not working out, if there's a lack of communication, if there's a disconnect, that's what's going on within you, between your own feminine and masculine energies within. You're not supporting your feminine in a very healthy way, or your feminine is feeling very wounded and doesn't feel safe to express and show up and be creative. And so it's a real, whatever's going on in your external life, that's your mirror. That's showing you where the work is and where you're out of balance yourself. So you start doing the work yourself, you start coming into balance and doing what you need to do to clear those very unconscious habits, patterns, thought, beliefs, belief systems that we've taken on, again, inherited from families, from societies, from culture, all the things that we've taken on. It's very unconscious. So many of these patterns and expectations and unhealthy, emotional, manipulative, needy, clingy, lacking feelings, thoughts, expressions, that experience, a lot of it is unconscious. The patterns are unconscious that's creating all of this. So we got to do the work. We got to come inside. We got to turn it all around and look at ourselves first before we ever start to project and look outward. The outer is a reflection of your inner. So, and then you have to have conversations, and does that person want to do the work as well? Because that's a real thing. Maybe you're wanting to do all this work and you're really wanting to come into this place of wholeness and balance. Is your partner there with you? And if not, that can make it really challenging, and you can grow apart for sure. So really helpful when the other person is on board and wants to go through this too. But be compassionate. It's scary. It's a scary road, and maybe not everybody is up for the challenge and up for the work, and maybe it's not their thing in this lifetime. That's totally okay. But you just continue on and do your work and let that either fall away if it needs to, or be the inspiration and let them see how much you're growing and how much you're blossoming in your heart, and how much, it's an inspiration. It's inspiring people. So it can kind of work twofold, or work either way. It might fall away if it's not meant to be, or it can be a real inspiration to the other person. So, but we have to do the work ourselves. So, that's what's been coming up when I'm working through this content with these amazing gentlemen. This program is so powerful and exciting. So, I'm going to light a little sage here and clear our space before we go to the cards to see what they have to say. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, sage spirits. Thank you, fire spirits. Ooh, sexy, transformative energy, that fire. Oh my gosh. And this. Wee. If you're not familiar with sage, highly recommend it. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. Ooh, I'm going to put that out. Thank you, beautiful sage spirits. Okay. All right, let us go to the cards to see what they have to say to support us in all of this. On the bottom of the deck, here's the Knight of Wands. Very passionate, sexy energy, and this guy is just ready to rock it out and ready to go for it. The Wands is a fire energy. It's transformation. It's our spiritual growth. It's action. It's so he's ready to do it. So it sounds like you're ready to do some work. You're ready to dive into this, and you're ready to clear some of these unhealthy thought patterns, belief systems, energies, etc., etc. So, thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father, Son. Thank you to all of our beautiful spirit guides and helpers, archangels, anybody that we connect with, any frequencies we connect with to really support our process. Spirit animals, anything, power animals, whatever it is. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see what the cards have to say to support us with this. Coming into our power, recognizing our own part in this experience of disconnection, imbalance, unhealthy sexual expression. How's that showing up? How do we move through this? How do we take responsibility? Thank you, thank you, thank you, beautiful cards. Alright, they're being a little sneaky right now. Oh, interesting. Okay. Alright, I'll take one more. Because 5 is the number of transformations, so I love to have the 5 cards. 5 cards. Everything has a meaning. Everything has intention. Oh, and on the bottom of the deck, gorgeous. Okay. Just keeps going. All right. Beautiful. Thank you, cards. Okay. I am going to take a moment to contemplate what's happening here. My little pants tag. It is windy right here. I am near Bryce Canyon in Utah, just out in the forest here, a boondocking in my little roomie. And the wind is just going right now. It's gorgeous. Okay, the very first card, the 10 of Pentacles. I feel in sacred sexuality that the Pentacles is really a lot about our body, our physical world. I mean, of course, it's our physical world, it's the Pentacles, but I think of this with our body, and I think of this with our sexual energy a lot. So this is the 10, and it's a number of completion there. It's the end. It's the last card. So I feel like this is a really interesting one. But it's also just so much wish fulfillment here. There's everything that they need. It's a happy family. It's a happy couple, actually. And they're in riches. They're in abundance and beauty. So I feel like this is what is being offered to us if we're willing to do the work and willing to step into it. You know, beautiful things are there. Set your intention. Create the life that you want to live. What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your partnership to look like? What do you want your sexual expression to look like? And then start moving towards that. Own it, claim it, and step into your power and start doing the, making those having the challenging conversations, getting clear, making a clear path and taking the steps, right? And then that moves into just the Lovers card. I mean, it's perfect. But the Lovers, again, I always see this as an internal energy. It's the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, the internal energies. So it's the balance, it's the doing the work internally, right? And coming into union and wholeness within ourselves. And there's Archangel, I've heard that Raphael, above, just totally blessing and bringing the gorgeous energies, this divinity, and the sun is shining. There's so much light and illumination here. This is a gorgeous energy of connection. But again, I feel like it's that internal. When we are doing the work, it's about coming into balance and wholeness within. It's not expecting the other. If we are in partnership, of course, we want to be connecting with the other to see if they're on board as well, and do the work together. That's lovely. But it's an internal process. It's a solo journey ultimately. So if you're not in partnership, this is your call to action to do the work, get into it, figure out what is your sexual energy, what is it that you desire in a connection, what and that can look, it's drastically different for everybody, drastically different. So but until we're clear on that, we're of course not going to have that externally if we don't even know what it is we want, right? I mean, how could we? That's just this is why we explore, we get curious, we question, we go internal. And what is in the way? What's getting in the way of this harmony and union and balance within? What is going on in there? What unhealthy belief systems have you been rocking out? What did you pick up along the way that just is not serving you in your highest good, right? Which leads into, here's the 5 of Pentacles. Look at these people. They are down and out. It's the total opposite of the Lovers. They're just really in poverty, scarcity, lack mindset, disease, dysfunction. Where are you rocking out the unhealthy energies and the unhealthy patterns and belief systems that you're ready to release and move through? Where are you attached to some of this resentment, blame, shame, guilt, frustration, projection onto a partner, onto something else? Where are you stuck in this kind of mentality? And again, where the work is, that's what you need to focus on and let go and clear that out, and take responsibility for your part. That's what we all have to do. And then you move into the Page of Pentacles, which is a brand new fresh energy with, again, the pentacles. I think of the body and this sensual energy, right? This kind of like Taurus, earthy, sensual energy. This is a brand new fresh energy. The page is like fresh. It's a beginning energy, and it's just like, he's like, yeah, look what I got. I got this new experience of myself, this new sensual energy. And what am I going to do with this? What am I going to create with this? What am I going to put out into the world? What am I going to own and claim and step into? And what do I want that to look like? And how do I go about creating that? This is not yet total action, but it's more just like, what do I want to create now? What's going on when I have cleared these energies, when I go through this process? What's that all about? And here's the Queen of Swords. She is just like total sacred feminine, in her power, clear. The mind is clear, and she's ready to make whatever strong, clear decisions, not based on unhealthy patterns, unhealthy emotions, unhealthy thought processes. She's very clear in her mind, and she is just owning it in her power, and she knows what she needs, what she wants, and she doesn't have any problem telling anybody about it. She's like, this is me and this is what I want. So where are you? What's clear in your mind? How do you move into this place and own it, right? And it's total clarity. And then this moves into just like the Lovers. We've got the Two of Cups here. This is a gorgeous, reciprocal, beautiful energy between the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. And again, I love to look at this internally. Internally, how is this showing up for you? How are you giving and receiving internally to your own healthy sacred feminine, sacred masculine energies within? And then how do you share them without? How do you share them with another? But again, it's coming to that balance, harmony, and union within yourself first before you can share it with another. We have all heard that before. We can't truly love another until we love ourselves, right? It's, again, we come in with so much projection, neediness, expectations, and longing, needing somebody else to fill the void for us, fill up our empty and make us whole. That is not what this is talking about, and that is not what sacred sexuality is about. It is not about like that bigger orgasm or lasting longer. Those are tips, tricks, techniques, whatever, but it doesn't get to the heart of the matter of what we truly desire when we are in union with another, and what we truly desire to be in union within ourselves, with source, with the divine. We are longing for something so much richer. We're longing for this. We're longing for this deep fulfillment here on this earthly realm, this earthly plane. We're here in a body. We're here to connect with other bodies if we so choose. And that involves doing all this beautiful work here and really owning it and coming into it. So let me take a moment to look at these cards, because every time I leave them, then I think of like, oh shoot, I didn't see this and I wanted to say that. I'm really seeing a lot of there's so many. All four of these cards have the feminine and the masculine in them. The feminine and the masculine. There's couples in each of these. That's four. And you can be either in healthy, reciprocal, or you can be in this lack and need and poverty mindset. I don't mean poverty like material poverty, but emotional, mental, spiritual poverty, in relationship. You can be rocking that out. So it's really, and this is internal too. This can be your own internal experience, not supporting your own feminine, not supporting your own masculine in a healthy way. Are you out of whack? Are you out of balance with your feminine and your masculine energies? Are you in that wounded place? Are you needing the other to fill the void? There's beautiful fresh energies here, and just in clarity when we start getting into it and doing the work. It's a work, it's a journey of self-expression or self-exploration, self-reflection, going in, doing it, doing it, doing it. So that's what I got for you. Yeah, it was really so much about taking responsibility for what's in our lives. I really see time and again with my clients, frustration at their partners or their wives for not wanting sex as much. It's just like, well, how are you supporting this situation? How did you help create this situation? How do you take responsibility for it? You cannot keep projecting onto the other, because, and then I also see this, it's just like you leave that relationship and you get into another one, and like, oh, wow, same thing happens. It's the same pattern, because it's not the other person, it's us showing up. So look at the patterns that you've had in your previous relationships. Do they always tend to go the same way? Really good indicator that that's your own shit you need to work on, right? And the sexuality piece is just huge for all of us. So don't feel shame or blame or any guilt around that. Just, that doesn't help us either. Just own it and go, okay, now what? How do I move forward, right? How do I pick up the pieces? How do I start creating something new, the new reality that I want? Get clear on what that is that you want, and then start moving towards it, and do what you need to do to clear all those unhealthy belief systems and such that you've been rocking out. So, or whatever's getting in the way. The unhealthy patterns, the codependency, the resentment, the blame, the projection, blah, 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 all the things, right? And know that when you're ready, if you would like support with any of this, please reach out. This is my jam. I'm totally into it. I offer, again, the 12-week program, one-on-one sessions, guidance, counseling sessions to deep dive into this and look at that. Sacred sexuality sessions to explore sexual energy, to see how that's showing up in you and how you'd like to explore that with somebody and open up to a new experience of that. So really, really, really fun, sexy, sensual sessions there. So be sure to check out my website for so many offerings. Energy healing as well, sound and energy healing to clear out these energies, right? So we can move forward. That's the beauty of this program, this 12-week program. Each week comes with an energy healing session to really clear it. We bypass the mind and get in there. We get in there into the energy body and clear out these patterns, because we don't need to talk them to death, right? It's just not supportive. Like, let's get in there and actually clear the energy, sound and frequency. Powerful, powerful, powerful healing. Powerful healing. The men are experiencing big shifts each week going through this. It's just gorgeous to watch and amazing to witness. So lovely, lovely, lovely experience. And then, of course, we have our pilgrimage to India coming up, when you really want to get into really exploring these sacred feminine and sacred masculine energies within. It's that, again, that tantra, that union, that sacred feminine, sacred masculine, harmony, balance, union. Again, it's clearing out what is not serving and what is keeping you from being in balance, and then really coming into balance. And it's going to be a very sensual pilgrimage. It's really coming into the body. It's really coming into the masculine energies, the power of the masculine, the power of the feminine, and just really opening more to a healthier feminine expression. A big piece of why there's such an imbalance is because the masculine is so disconnected from the feminine, and the feminine is so disconnected from the feminine. So it's an opening into that, and opening into a healthier feminine energy within yourself. So then again, it's reflected to you. When you get healthy with your own feminine, you're going to attract healthy feminine, so it's just really that simple. So again, if you're attracting unhealthy feminine energies into your life, that's your own feminine energy that you need to look at. So we're really going to be doing a lot of that on this pilgrimage, and really stepping into the powerful sacred masculine and owning that. So check out my website for that. Time to get your passport if you don't have it, and visas it'll be time to get visas for that too. So very, very, very exciting. And goodness, I think that's it. I think that's it. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing to this channel and supporting it. Thank you to all the beautiful people that are sending donations. I so appreciate that. Like, wow, that feels just really, really nourishing and really supported. And I love knowing that this content is supporting you in some way. And if you have any requests, anything you'd like to hear more about, please share that with me. And thanks for following along on my travels with me as well. This is so gorgeous out here, so gorgeous exploring the country, and soon it will be going to Peru. I can't wait for that. Oh my gosh. And yeah, reach out when you would like to connect. I'm traveling through Utah right now and we'll be in Montana shortly, so really looking forward to connecting with my gorgeous, beautiful, sensual gentleman friends out there while I'm on the road. I look forward to connecting with you and sharing some very sexy energy. So check out my website and reach out when you're ready to explore that. So thank you, everybody, and thank you to all of our spirit guides and helpers. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father Sun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to these beautiful bodies for supporting us so beautifully. Thank you to the gorgeous sexual energy that moves through us. All this passion, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you to the beautiful cards for supporting us so well too. So, I think that's it. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. I love the masculine. I love the feminine. I love humans. I love all of us. I love this journey that we're on. I know it's challenging sometimes, but we are rocking it out. We're doing it. And I love it. I love it. I love being here with you all. And I just, yay. Look forward to more connections. Bye all.